Okay, so we have an interesting video here. Quite a few of you have asked me to make this particular video so that I can help you choose between these three budget tablets, if you want to call them that. The Galaxy Tab S6 Lite at this point is a fairly budget tablet, and I'm here to help you pick between the Galaxy Tab A7, the Galaxy Tab A8, or the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so right off the bat, I'm going to say that, if you're in the market and you're working with a tight budget, go for the Samsung Galaxy Tab A7. If you are in the market and you don't really care for the S Pen, and let's say that's also one of the reasons you are looking for a budget tablet and you're just looking for something to watch movies, do very basic stuff, then go ahead and pick up the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8. Now, if you are a student or if you run a small business, go ahead and pick yourself a Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. Now, that being said, none of this is written in stone, right? I don't want you to think that these are the only reasons you should go ahead and pick up either one of these tablets here. I want to go ahead and start off with the Galaxy Tab A7 here. You are running a Snapdragon 662. Now, I'm going to try to keep this not really focused on specs, more focused on just the user experience, just things that the average person cares about, when it comes down to buying a tablet, right? So if you're working on a tight budget, like I mentioned, this guy here would be the one for you. You can find this at I saw it somewhere for $145, right? So it's a pretty decent tablet for that price. And the reason I'm saying pretty decent is because I know that it will be running Android 12, and that's going to be it. Meaning you can hold on to your tablet for as long as you would like, but Samsung is going to stop supporting it, at one point, and it's going to be sooner than these other two. So these are things that you should be keeping in mind. So if you're just looking for something that you're going to be maybe laying on the couch and watching a movie or playing, game or whatever the case may be, just very light to moderate usage without necessarily overthinking too much, this would be a good tablet to pick up. You have to keep in mind, of course, it comes with 32 gigs of internal storage. You have 3 gigs of RAM. Again, I know I said that I was going to lay off of the specs, but essentially that is going to dictate how much stuff you want to put in the tablet, right? So as you would imagine, 32 gigs of internal storage simply means that you don't have that much stuff that you could put in there. But the good thing here is that the SD card it has an expandable internal storage. So the micro SD card here is going to allow for you to be able to expand that internal storage up to 1 terabyte. So you should be set there. When it comes down to camera, it's essentially the same camera you would find on the other two also. So you have an 8 megapixel on the back. Again, just another specs, but the camera on the back there will take decent pictures. The camera on the front is also going to offer you decent, videos and pictures. So when it comes down to, let's say, if you want to video chat with your grandma or your friends, family, school, or whatever the case may be, it's going to offer you decent quality, and that's going to be the same for the other two. And the Galaxy Tab A8 will also offer you that same specs of 32 gigs of internal storage. Again, expandable also. But the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite here will offer you 64 gigs of internal storage with 4 gigs of RAM. Again, don't worry about the specs here. Simply put, it will offer you double the size when it comes down to internal storage. And not only that, it will offer you also the capability for you to do a little bit more multitasking as opposed to this just based off of the RAM. Now, there's a software in here that will do a lot more than you would be able to do on either the Galaxy Tab A7 or the A8. And by the way, don't forget to hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. All right, so with the Tab S6 Lite here, quite a few things are, standing out already, right? So even just the design, this is a very modern looking tablet, right? It has really nothing to envy when compared to current generations of tablets, of Android tablets. It's very modern. You have that metallic frame that feels very dense. The tablet feels very dense itself, but it's very, very portable. It's a very cool looking tablet. You also do have the S Pen, which is major. It's huge. To those who will be using a stylus, this is such a great asset, right? Especially if you're a student. If you're a student and you're considering between these 3 tablets, if you can, go for the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. And I'm talking based off of just the pen, just the ability to use the S Pen, and also the fact that you have Samsung DeX here. I mentioned earlier that there's a feature here that makes this thing drastically different, from these two here, and that is Samsung DeX. Samsung DeX is essentially a software or a program, however you want to see it, right? It's just something that turns this tablet here to go from a tablet mode into a desktop mode. So the UI, the interface, changes up on you. So if you're familiar with just using a computer, it changes the face of the tablet so that it feels like you're using a computer, right? So you have your desktop where you can open the apps and you can have them hanging in independent windows and kind of toggle back and forth in between them. It's very, very neat. So when it comes down to just productivity, this is meant to be a mid-range tablet, but it actually offers a great level of productivity, assuming of course you're not working with super heavy files, right? So you're not running, I don't know, 4K videos, trying to edit 4K, 8K videos, whatever the case may be. As long as you're not running with really heavy apps, you will be fine. And the reason I also talk about this will be a good tablet for people who run, maybe you have a small company, whatever the case may be, running a YouTube channel, this would be a very nice tablet to have also, because you can run some of the light files that light files related to your business. You can run them here, run your spreadsheet, Microsoft Word, and so on. So many things you can do with this thing as long as you keep it light to moderate. Now the Galaxy Tab A8, on the other hand, just like the Galaxy Tab A7, so these two here do not support an S Pen, but you are able to buy a capacitive pen off of like Amazon or eBay and be able to use it on either one of these tablets here. The only problem is that they will not offer you the same features that a standard Samsung S Pen or Samsung stylus will offer you. Not only that, it won't be as accurate, right? And you have maybe a larger, gap in between the time you write or you take down notes and the time it actually pops up on the screen. Now, going back to the Galaxy Tab A8 itself, this is kind of a redesign of the Galaxy Tab A7. So this is the successor to the previous, the one that I have there. It's slightly faster. Also, it's a nice tablet. It feels very solid. You do have the same features you had on the previous Galaxy Tab A7 with 4 speakers here that get really loud. You have a USB Type-C. Most things that this is kind of standard, right? So most of your accessories should work with this. As I mentioned, same camera. It's a TFT display. You should be able to play watch videos, watch movies, play your games on here without any issues. Now, I'm not going to drag this video too much because I don't want to dive too deep into the specs, as I mentioned. So let's just put it this way. If you are a student, or if you lean more towards doing things that are admin related, so if you're going to be doing anything administrative, then you should be considering the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, especially if you're a student. And by the way, the reason I'm saying the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite is I am assuming there's an assumption here that you are considering, that you are looking at these 3 tablets and trying to figure out which one to choose. This is not you asking me, I'm a student, and which tablet should I buy? This is just assuming that you know that you want to pick one out of these 3, right? So if you're a student, it'll be this one. I also have had people in the medical field asking, if the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite is a good tablet. It is a good tablet depending on, what you do, right? I know doctors tend to like do rounds and, they go and talk to patients, think maybe they need to take down notes, maybe they need to access some level of their charts and things like that. You could do that with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. These are fairly light tasks, right? So in terms of weight, those are fairly light and they should be handled without any issue. Now, if you're just out there looking for something that would offer you the most value and you're trying to spend the least amount of money possible, then the Galaxy Tab A7 will be the one for you. Now, you have to keep in mind, of course, it will be supported up until Android 12, and that is essentially it. I don't believe it will see Android 13 like the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, and the Galaxy Tab A8 will, so you have to keep in mind. Now, that doesn't mean that once you hit Android 12, that's it. The tablet stopped working. It doesn't stop working. It still works. It's simply that you won't be getting any more updates from Samsung. And finally, of course, if you are right in between, you don't really care for a pen, and you also want something that is, fairly powerful, that has decent level of power, you do have a Unisoc chipset in the Galaxy Tab A8 here, a Tiger 618, which is slightly better than what you had on the A7, right? So it kind of sits in between. In fact, it's slightly better in terms of performance in some aspects, slightly better than what you have on the Tab 6 Lite here. But anyway, so the Galaxy Tab A8 will allow you, would give you kind of that balance between the Galaxy Tab A7 and the Tab S6 Lite, and I would heavily advise that you pick up one if you find it at a good deal, right? Because right now this guy is running for $230. Every now and then Samsung, you know, puts it on sale for like 180. So if you can catch that at 180, I think the A8 is the perfect tablet to grab. But anyway, let me know with your questions. Of course, like I said, this will not cover every category. You may be looking for something else in a tablet. Let me know what that is in the comment section. When I catch you there, I'll let you know my thoughts on which tablet you should go after. And if you happen to own any of these tablets, let me know what your experience has been like using this tablet. So I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And by the way, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this video with anyone who will be interested. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. Like I said, I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.